So if you get into a fight with multiple cockroaches, just run away. Fine. Eat the damage that they do if you fail to run away, and just run away next turn. It's not worth fighting them. Oh ho ho, villain me? I am I villain. The gimmick for this one, again, like the 4 McNeil like little mini boss ghosts are such non-entities that I always have a hard time remembering what they do. I think this one steals your his gimmick is that he steals your HP and AP. Like he has the 2 drain spells. Not that it particularly matters, because we're just going to punch it to death with our silver knives. He can steal my AP all day. Yeah, like unless something happens to disable one of your characters, basically you can't. These fights are not gonna last more than like 2 rounds. They're such non-entities. And I don't know if it's because they want to highlight, like I don't know if what they're going for is that these ghosts are actually like kind of pathetic, or if they're going for the fact that to kind of highlight that Ryu and Tipo are not like ordinary kids. You know, they're really strong for toddlers, like abnormally strong for toddlers. I'm not going to truck with that fight. We're going to run away from 4 roaches. Don't want to fight 4 roaches. Because the roaches start jumping on you, and it's just no bueno. We actually have a, well, obviously it's not a roach quite that big, but we have some, where I live, we have I don't actually know what, like, it's the actual name of this roach is, but it generally lives out in the woods. We call them water bugs, but they're, I don't know, roaches that are like, they're like I'd say half an inch wide and about an inch to an inch and a half. They're about an inch and a half long. They're very large. But they come in through, they'll come into your house through your pipes. So like they'll like swim up into your toilet and then come up your toilet and then come into your bathroom. And they don't do anything. They just come into your house. You can like, usually what I do is I sweep them up in a, you know, dustpan and just put them outside, because they eat other insects. So this guy's gimmick is he casts status debuff magic on you. But again, kind of a non-entity. 2 rounds. Things are progressing nicely on the EXP front, though. Nothing. Even though I work here, I really hate this house. Yeah, like, this house doesn't seem like all that friendly to live in. Like, first of all, bad boss, but again, like, the layout's weird and it's haunted. There's giant, like, dog-sized cockroaches everywhere. Yeah, that just doesn't scream to be a good workplace to me. Usually I don't fight this many guards. Usually it's just roaches for days. I'm okay with this. I mean, free herbs, man. And they give pretty good money too. Money shouldn't be an issue, but hey, man. $5 is $5. As the saying goes. Yeah, I don't know why. It smells burnt. And you can't, like, investigate any of this. It all smells burnt. But if you come upstairs here, you can... I don't think this guy lets you sleep. Ooh, another vault. Oh, I was thinking, do we need charge? But we learned charge already. But yeah, the vaults are worth the most experience here. The guards are worth the most money. And the cockroaches are worth the most spike. But yeah, we want to get that 600 zenny. Everybody's too cheap. And we're going to trigger the next McNeil fight here. Oh. Okay, we're going to get into a random battle. And then we'll trigger the next McNeil fight. So the gimmick for this McNeil fight here is that he has like a 100% reprisal rate. So... I do have, like, they want the ghosts to appear as, like actual threats that are being, like, super dramatic, and then, like, Ryu and Tipo are, like, man, these ghosts, they ain't nothing. They ain't shit. This one didn't even give his name, although we get to know what the name is, because we have status vision. So this guy will actually just, let's see. But this guy will reprise, like, every attack. So hit him with some moon. I think if he also has a, but he has, like, really high spell defense. But I'm gonna go ahead and just hit him with the old razzle dazzle. He'll actually heal you sometimes, but again, like this, is so enemy. They have so little HP. Like there's not even like any strategy to it. The roaches are the most dangerous thing in the house. Yeah, you probably should have let him, like, tell us his name at least. I like the little, like, hat on that one on the left there, the stupid wig on the one on the left now, and that one right there is bald, and then the guy right there looks like a 16-bit grandpa sprite. And this right here is the best set of instructions you will ever receive. You want to use the elevator? Press the switch. There's no items in either of these. Press the switch. To ride the shoe puff. No, that's a different game. And there's nothing in there. I mean, yeah. We're actually slightly ahead of we're slightly ahead of where I thought we would be on experience, so I'm going to not waste my taser if I don't have to. We are going to rest. I mean, free healing point. If you do truck with the roaches during this and got one shot killed and have to like restore some of your max hit points, don't forget there is another bed at the very start of the dungeon, and of course there's this one here, and there's a save point, both of them that you can save. You have to use the book to save here, and the other one it just asks you if you want to save. So our goal here is to find a way across, and hooray! So we better do that. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of level grinding. I think this probably up here is the best spot to do the level grinding. There's only 2 enemies up here. It's bats and the volts. The volts, again, are worth the most experience in the dungeon. So, yeah. And the bats are actually not worth... They're about on par. They're on par with the roaches, at the very least, and far less annoying to kill. You know what? We're going to use this taser here. So, Volt increases ability. It will hit you with a Jolt spell. It's going to hurt. But thankfully, Jolt's not a very powerful move, and even Ryu can one-shot them. When Ray hits level... I want to say 9. When Ray hits level 9, he actually gains the ability to cast Jolt. So... you could like farm up experience that way. Is it right? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Also, you can steal tasers from the Volts themselves, and they'll drop them. Like I mentioned, I had a scrapped recording earlier. My OBS crashed, and I lost the recording. But I actually got lucky in that one and ended up with like a second dropped taser. But yeah. This scene right here with the grappling hook, there is a really adorable comic that I found on Reddit. Somebody drew this year, I do believe. If not this year, like late last year. And I found it because I was looking on the Breath of Fire. I was just browsing like Reddit, and it came across a feed because the Good Old Games released Breath of Fire 4 recently, the PC port, and it's a very cute comic of this whole sequence, and I just love like the image of like Ray like messing up like horribly in front of his little brothers, and then be like, no, be cool, it was on purpose. And I love how goofy just this whole sequence is. Ray might have the most individual sprites of any character in the party. Like, doing different poses. Because he's got his childhood sprites and his adult sprites. And he's got, like, weird stuff like that. Because he leans up against the wall, falls. You know, there's just all kinds of stuff that they have Ray do. So, if you know anything about this game, then you will know that the I had the player's guide for this game, and it's like famously like unreliable. There's like several misprints and like huge sets of misinformation in it. One of them being most famously that you can actually beat an unbeatable boss. You cannot beat them. But one of the things that I remember like reading was that like the there's like they list a broadsword in McNeil Manor, and I think they either list it in the wrong spot, or but I distinctly remember somebody being like, "Oh man, like you know the broadsword doesn't exist," but yeah, it actually does. It's right here. So you know. Let's see. We want to do this. Actually, I want to do. Yeah, no, I want to do that. Yeah, perfect. And we want to run down here because there is another item over here we can get. How far is Ray from? He's a ways away. Cool. I'm just checking something. Yeah, no, see, that's not. Well, no, that would be enough. I was checking something for a demonstration that I was gonna do. I think I was trying to see if Ray had enough speed. Because he's kind of far away from the level, and I don't know if he's kind of far away from level 9, which is where I usually end up with him at. But I actually will probably get there because I got to do a little bit of level grinding here. I want to leave. I want to be at level 8 with about 70 or less experience to the next level. That's why I went ahead and used that taser on that Volt before Ray joined the party, because the EXP only got split 2 ways instead of 3, so I ended up with more experience. But the bats are worth pretty good experience on their own, and yeah, the occasional Volt will also help as well. And if I'm lucky, I will pilfer another taser from these Volts. So while we're doing some grinding, so I'm going to talk about some stuff that I've been doing. So in my free time, I've been playing a game called Caves of Qud. It's QUD. It is a roguelike game that is in the vein of like NetHack, if you've ever seen NetHack. It looks very similar to like Dwarf Fortress as well, although Dwarf Fortress is not a roguelike. Dwarf Fortress is a simulation game. It's like a colony builder type game. So it's kind of like this weird science fiction fantasy mashup, and it's really good. There's lots of like interesting interactions. Just having a blast with it. I am currently through I'm like 25 or so characters deep in terms of like, you know, because I'm playing with like permadeath. Although that the option to not play with permadeath is there. The character that I had the most, I've had two characters that are I've had the most success with. One of them was a guy named Tack. He was an Arconaut, and I built him to be what I call a blender. So there's two kinds of characters in that game. You have mutants and truekin, and then the difference between them is mutants get mutations and truekin get cybernetics, and they have higher base stats. The cybernetics are not as good as the mutations. They don't scale as well, and they have limited slots to install them. But they also get like slightly higher starting stats, and they get generally truekin start with way better equipment. But I've been like rocking mutant, trying to get a mutant run going, and my Arconaut, I made him what I like to call the blender. And when you do character creation, you get like you get points to like buy mutations, and you can choose to be a morphotype. So you can choose to be either a just your basic mutant, and you get you can take any mutation, or you can choose to be a chimera and only take physical mutations, or an esper and only take mental mutations. Tack was my Arconaut was a chimera, and I took double muscled and there was a double muscled and like forearm and like extra arms, and there was something else, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was 2 hearts. No, it was what was it? Oh, it was triple jointed. That's what it was. So I took those. Triple jointed and double muscle are good because like as they level up, they give you like strength and agility, which makes your physical attacks do more. Extra arms, you start with an extra set of arms. So one of the benefits of being a chimera in that game is that you can every time you get a level, you get a mutation point, and you can then either level up a mutation, or you can save up 4 and spend them and buy a new mutation. Well, if you're a chimera and you buy a new mutation, you get one of the mutations will let you grow a new body part. And it's not as cut and dry as you might think, because like it's semi-random what body part grows where. So, for example, you can have a new face grow on your foot, on your like feet slot. It's frankly kind of gross, but that new face slot that you have grown has all the same benefits of a face slot. If you grow a new hand off of your foot, you can put a weapon in that hand, and it will be used for offhand attacks. So I was a chimera, and if I remember, I got a free taser. So going back and thinking, I had let's see, I took extra arms, double muscled, triple jointed, night vision, because like, yeah, being in the dark in that game sucks. And I had one build where I took I had one attempt where I took a mutation to give yourself horns on your head, and the horns act as... we're just going to do this. And the horns act as short blade weapons. And there's a negative... Like, the problem with the horns is you can't wear a helmet. You have basically a permanent helmet glued to your head. But it's a very powerful scaling weapon. And then you have... there's a detriment called hooks for feet. You can't wear shoes. But the hooks on your feet are also a short blade weapon, although they're not... it's not a very powerful one. But doing damage is not really the... Ooh, free taser. It's not really the point of this build. It's to get as many attacks as possible to use the benefits of doubled muscled. The double muscled has the effect of every time you attack, you have a chance to daze an enemy. And it can be like 50% or whatever. And then if you daze already dazed enemies, they get stunned. So, yeah. Just to walk you through here, I ended up discarding hooks for feet in the horns, because there's a helmet you can pick up that mimics it, although it's much weaker than like if you had the actual mutation and were leveling it up. But that's fine. Use this taser. You can't stop me. We're gonna get jolted. I don't care. Get him, Ryu. Oh, right. Ryu doesn't have the silver dagger on. Alright, now I have jolts. How much experience is Ryu from level... Alright, we're just gonna use that. I don't think it... Yeah. Next. That is... math. 130? Looks like-ish. So... if I can get another, like, twofer. This'll work, though. Let's see. One more of those should do it. Again, I want to be under 70 hit EXP. But like, real quick, let me just walk you through this. So, like, your character has two hands to start with. Obviously, you have your main hand, your offhand, and your... You can take a mutation to have another set of arms, which gives you another set of hands, obviously. And it gives you 2 wrist slots and 2 arms. I mean, it gives you 2 wrist slots and it gives you another set of gloves, another set of 2 sets of hands, and 2 wrist slots. And that's important for later. So that's 4 weapons right there. Just the 4 hands. That's 4 weapons. All right. And then you can get a helmet on that is you could there's a helmet in the game that is a short blade weapon you can equip. In addition to that, you can also or you could have the horns mutation. There is a mutation for your face. It's a beak. That is a short blade weapon. So that's currently 6 attacks. If you take the detriment hooks for feet, that is another short blade attack. That's 7 attacks. If you... Alright. Cool. If you... What else is there? There's... Almost forgot to get this vitamin. So that's hooks for feet. And there's a equipment in the game called folded carbine wrist blades, and they're wrist slot weapons. I'm gonna try and pilfer another taser. So that's 4 more attacks there, right? So that's 4 hands, 4 wrists for 8, your head, your face for 10, your feet for 11, okay? And your, there's an item in the game, you can magnetize a metallic piece of equipment to go in your, you have a slot called floating nearby. You could put it in the floating nearby slot, and that becomes a 12th attack. It's pretty crazy. And that's before you start growing like extra hands and stuff. All right, so we want to do. We're fine. This is a nice song that I don't think plays anywhere else. No, it might. This does play somewhere else. I'm fairly certain. I'll have to keep an ear out. I love how lovingly animated McNeil's braid is. For an NPC we see exactly 2 times in the game. Like, McNeil Manor in just general just feels like a dungeon that was, like, repurposed to me. Anyway, Caves of Cut, go check it out. It's great. You could do lots of crazy stuff. When I last left my file, what I was doing is I dug a hole in the ground, made a big square cave, and then I brought a merchant over who I brainwashed into following. I then used cloning liquid to clone the merchant 20 times, and then left the merchant in the hole. And I go down there and I brainwash the merchant, the original merchant. It has to be the original merchant. You brainwash the original merchant, and then all the other merchants join your party too. And then they will just give you their stock. You have to wait for their stuff to restock. It takes 6 to 10 in-game days, but they just give you all of their stock. And you can basically get infinite experience and money that way. So it's great. It's a very interesting exploit. Makes the part of my brain that likes line go up happy. Although it's probably more interesting to explore in the game.